Hello everybody, welcome to my channel. I'm Natalie, I teach the art of hand balancing and this is another 30-day series called Build Your Handstand. In these 30 days, we are going to go through the foundations of hand balancing and slowly starting to take weight on your hands. This course, these 30 days are for everybody. If you've never ever done handstands, this is for you. We will start at the very beginning, build it slowly, and then hopefully by the end of the 30 days successfully kick up against the wall. I will point out now that we are not necessarily looking at the freestanding handstand just yet. This is really about getting started with handstands and building your body awareness, strength, confidence, most importantly of all as well, and the trust in your own body and your upper body strength that you can hold your own body weight on your arms. So let's jump right in and get started with the first warm-up. And we're going to start, as we always do in my classes, with the feet parallel, hip width apart, and stomach pulled in towards the spine, rolling the shoulders backwards in big circles. So here you try to pull the shoulders up to the ears, push them back behind you and down and front and up and back and down and front. Try to really create the biggest circle possible. Really getting the movement here going in the upper body, feeling your shoulder blades moving on your back. Now shake that out. Bend the knees once to loosen up. And now one more time. Really picture your stomach being like this surface that you are pulling closer towards the spine. So you are pulling the entirety of your stomach surface, everything closer towards the spine, and we lift the shoulders up to the ears, push them down, up to the ears, push them down, up to the ears, push them down, up to the ears, push them down. Now let's try to push them front and back. Push the shoulders front, push them back, push them front, push them back. So here I curve my back, here I stick my chest out. Curve your back, stick your chest out. Curve your back, stick your chest out, curve your back, and stick your chest out. Fantastic. Let's take it into big arm circles. So let's first only do the right arm. Slice the air here, really big arm circles, and reach behind you. So I like to put my hand here on my opposite hip and make sure that your thumb is pointing backwards. You reach the highest point here of your shoulder mobility, go up and over. Thumb backwards, and then you're up above you, and then you reach up and over. And thumb points backwards, and reach up and over. So we'll come back to these exercises over and over again where you find your maximum shoulder mobility and then you lift up and over. Let's do 2 more times, and thumbs back and up and over. Other side, same thing. So here I'm going to place my right hand on my left hip. It's just nice to feel this stability, and it reminds me that I have to engage the core and pull the stomach in. And thumb points backwards here, point backwards and lift up and over. And thumb points backwards and up and over. And slice the air, up and over. Try to keep the elbow very straight. And up and over. And up and over. Okay, great. So now you can do this on a yoga mat, or you can also just do it on a towel or on the floor, depending what's most comfortable for you. Reach up really tall, up towards the ceiling, allowing the shoulders here to come up to your ears. And bring the arms back down. One more time. Reach up, up. Shoulders come up to your ears and down. One more time, and the next time we try to combine this with pulling the stomach in towards the spine. So you reach up towards the ceiling, shoulders come up, and at the same time you pull your stomach in all the way. Hold it here with me for 5 seconds. Keep breathing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and relax. Very good. Now step the legs into a wide straddle position. So we will always do a complete warm-up here to prepare you for your practice, which is something that I really encourage you to do in general by yourself, and we will try to go through all of the body parts. So next it's going to be the legs. So here in your straddle position, just bend the left leg and the right leg, going gently from side to side. And then come back to the center. And now place the hands here on your knees and prop the weight of your upper body here, prop it up on your thighs. Maybe you have to slightly adjust your stance here and just gently move from side to side. And come back up. So maybe you can already feel that in your thighs. We will keep coming back to this exact same exercise. And now meet me on the floor here in a 4-point position. And in this 4-point position, try to do exactly the same as we did standing. So picture the front of your stomach being one surface. You pull everything closer in towards the spine. Here, like that, and hold it with me for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and release everything. We will do this one more time. Try to find a way to breathe, because when we do handstands, even though we keep a full body tension, we have to still keep a little bit of breath going. One more time, pull the stomach in towards your spine and hold it with me for 5 seconds, and pull it up towards the spine now for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then just come back and take a breather. And now the next time we do this, I would like you to notice what the action of pulling the stomach in towards the spine does to your spine. So meet me again here in the 4-point position. And pull the stomach, the navel up towards the spine, everything, the surface of your stomach up towards the spine for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so I hope that you felt that the action of pulling the stomach in slightly curves your spine, right? So your spine goes from a neutral position to a slightly curved position. So this is what we call core engagement, and we want this in the handstand in order to control the distance between the hips and the ribs, to not do a banana handstand, but keep this nice and tight and engaged and together. So one more time now. Core engagement. Pull the stomach in towards the spine. Notice how it curves your spine for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Excellent. And stay here and rock back in front, taking the weight gently over your wrist, gently further than the wrists, preparing the wrists for weight bearing. So this, I usually say, is about exploring your wrist mobility. It's not about stretching the wrists necessarily, but it's about finding the point of maximum mobility, which for me would be here, and finding stability in the hand while you keep that point of maximum mobility. So just a few more times, front and back, front and back, front and back. We will keep coming back to this. Okay. So now arms in a diagonal in front of you here, and push yourself up onto the fingers. So my thumb and my little finger, they are moving in as I lift up onto the fingers. And lift up onto the fingers, and we're going to do this for 20. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Okay, great. So now push up here onto your feet into a squat. So I would like you to do the squat position that is available to you. The heels do not have to come to the floor. If you can bring the heels to the floor, that's fantastic. If you cannot, then I would suggest that you keep a little bit of weight here in the hands, and this will stretch your calves, your Achilles. And now from here, I would like you to try to push back and to straighten the knees as much as possible. If you can only come to here, then that is totally perfect. And come back down. So maybe you can push up to here. Let's do it one more time. Maybe you can take the hands here onto your shins. Maybe you can straighten all the way. Maybe you can put the hands onto the floor. So you can do this with an elevation here in front of you or yoga blocks. But you can also try to take it in these stages. So from the simple squat, you can either try to just straighten as much as possible. And here I've got my rib cage resting on my thighs to here. Or you take the hands onto the knees, to the shins. You try to straighten and come back down. So we will try different variations of this, but for now just do whichever of these is available to you. And straighten. So if you can straighten all the way, that's great. In that case, try to use the weight of your head to deepen the stretch. In this position, let's hold it here for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, and come back to the 4-point position. Walk the hands in front of you here as much as possible. And from here, so basically I'm in a diagonal. And now I'm going to try to bring the shoulders as low as possible, gently towards the floor, gently opening up the shoulder line. And hold it here with me for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, great. And come back up. So let's turn around now and meet me on the floor here on your back for a gentle core activation. Core strength is what we need in the handstand. The more you have, the better your posture is going to be. So don't get scared. We're not going to do big sit-ups just yet. From here, we are only going to touch the ankles, left, right, left for 10. And I would suggest that you fold your chin as much as possible onto your chest to protect your neck, and you pull the stomach in towards the spine as much as possible. So let's go together for 10. Lift the upper body off the floor and let's go left, right, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And come back down to the floor. Let's tap the knees for 10, like this. Tap, tap, tap. Again, try to fold the chin as much as possible onto the chest. And let's go together. Lift the upper body off the floor and do tap, tap. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And come back down to the floor. Fabulous. Turn around and meet me on your stomach. Here for a gentle back activation, because what we also need for the handstand are the back muscles alongside the spine. So from here now, I would like to invite you to try as well to pull the stomach in towards the spine. So we're going to do stomach pulled in towards the spine in every position that we take here. So pull the stomach in towards the spine, and now press the right hand into the floor and lift the left arm here for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, great. Other side, same thing. Press the left hand into the floor, lift the right hand up for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Excellent, very good. And push yourself back up here on your hands and knees. So we are going to slowly build on these conditioning exercises here, step by step, so that your body gets used to doing these if you've never done these before. So always feel free also to pause the video if you need to take a breath or drink some water. And then you continue with us here. So the last exercise of this exciting first session is going to be 4-point position. And I'll just show you first here, and then we will take the knees off the floor like this. But before we do that, I would like to introduce one of the most important things about handstand practice, which is keeping the elbows straight. So each of us have different elbows, and this is going to look slightly different because we have different bodies and different anatomies. My elbows, for example, are super hyperextended. They've always been like that. It has never bothered me at all. And when I completely extend my elbows, they kind of look a little bit crooked. Maybe when you straighten your elbows, they will look perfectly straight. Maybe you find it difficult to completely straighten them, and all those different possibilities exist, and you just try to work with whatever your body offers to you. So keeping the elbows straight means that you completely lock them out. Now just once here, take them above, in front of you, and completely lock the arms out. So you really try to straighten as much as possible, yeah? And now take this, keep it like that. Take the arms up above you. Really try to straighten more, and relax. So what often happens is that as we then take the arms up, the elbows start to bend, and we absolutely want to avoid that. Locking the elbows out is essential in any kind of weight-bearing exercise that we are going to do here. So let's do it again. Arms in front of you. Make sure the elbows are absolutely locked. Lift them up above you. And maybe you even want to add a shoulder elevation here. And relax. Okay, great. Let's apply all of that in the 4-point position exercise here. We are going to hold this together now for 15 seconds. Really make sure that your elbows are locked out, absolutely straight. Fingers are spread, and you are pushing the fingertips into the floor. Prop the feet up here behind you. Pull the navel in towards the spine, front of the stomach. Everything pulls closer to the spine. Lift the knees off the floor for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Come back down. Very good. Excellent. So maybe you are starting to really feel this, and your knees are shaking, your legs are shaking a little bit. That's normal. You'll get used to these a lot faster than you think. Bring the hands here by your side, reach to the side and slightly behind you, opening up the chest, and hold it for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And come back here, 4-point position. One more time, 15 seconds all together. Let's do it. And prop up the feet here. Pull the stomach in towards the spine. Make sure that your elbows are absolutely straight. Lock them out. Push the fingers into the floor. Lift the knees off for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, and lower the knees down. Excellent, fantastic. Come back up to standing. Let's just do a gentle cool down. This was the first class. We will do 29 more. Don't worry if this seemed if any of this stuff feels challenging. Try again. Come back tomorrow. We'll do it again. It's going to get easier. Gentle cool down, straddle position, and just swing the arms here from side to side, patting yourself on the back. You can bend the knees a little bit if you like. Try to keep the hips here square, facing front, so that you get a gentle spiraling rotation in the spine. Okay, great. Step the feet back together, arm across the front, elbows straight. Hook your arm, push the shoulder down, pull the arm towards you. And release. Other side. Arm across the front, elbow straight, hook the arm, shoulder pushes down, hold it. Not like this, like this. And release. Now just move the head from side to side here, gently just looking left and right, and up and down to the floor, to the ceiling. Don't crank the head back. Just look up and down, lift the chin, and chin to the chest. Lift the chin, chin to the chest, lift the chin, chin to the chest. Roll the shoulders, 1, 2, 3, and shake the arms. That is it for our first class here. Thank you very much for joining me and joining us here for this first handstand class. And I hope to see you again in the next class tomorrow.